Bam, 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 bam.
I mean, when we go get it, I get it.
Nah, yo, y'all know what time it is, man. We back outside. Well, we ain't outside, but we was outside earlier.
We was outside
you know what I
earlier,
mean?
for
But
sure.
we inside now to do the show. But we outside, you know, back in the Three Seasons room because we technically outside because it's temperature weather.
True. This is 3 seasons, right?
You feel me?
Yeah,
Exactly.
Yeah, 100%.
Make it make sense somehow.
You
Well,
dig?
I'm Kay.
I'm Chaz.
You already know it. Culture content, baby. We back.
With another one. So,
Season mother effing dos.
season 2.
You already know, man. So, if you don't know, season 1 was super epic, man. We had 20 episodes that dropped.
20 official episodes, but we did a lot of videos in between as well.
Oh, yeah, like you said, 20 episodes. We dropped a whole bunch of content. We put out probably like 60, 70 videos in the last quarter of 2021. Rocked out, great guests, you know what I mean? Did 2 additional episodes on the off season.
Right. Kind of like the playing games.
You know what I mean?
They do count though.
Yeah,
they do.
There's still. So we got 22 episodes out right now.
Right.
And if you haven't seen those 22 episodes, go back and watch them before you finish watching this, so you can know what type of time and what type of vibes we on, man. So it's been dope. People wanted us to keep going. People actually asking what's going on with culture content. So I mean, regardless if they was or wasn't, you know, we were still doing season 2. So I mean, forget your life, you know. That's not what I wanted to say. But you know,
it's a family show.
It's a family show. When we choose, it's a family show. And I think today may be just it's an easy breeze. We easing our way back into the season, you know.
Right.
You know, we not moving tables. We solidified in the game. We got our tablecloth right now, you know.
Got it in multiple colors as well.
Yeah, shout out to Old Banger again for that. Like, that was super gangster when he pulled up and dropped the gems and dropped off the additional merch and all that.
Right.
So, yeah. So we back with another episode. I mean, it's spring of 2022.
Spring 2022.
Yeah,
we'll give you the date, but it's definitely spring.
Yeah, we'll leave it right there.
we said we was coming back in the spring, and so we here. So whenever you
spring.
see this, it might be summer. You never know. I don't know. You know what I mean?
It ain't gonna be winter or fall. So
Nah,
not let me we messing with y'all.
Towards the end though, but nevertheless, like
we talking our stuff. We having a good time.
as usual. But nevertheless, you know what I mean? We here today. We got a topic we want to share with you guys, talk about with you guys. We all know banks, the banks of the world run everything, right? So if you need a house, you have to go through the bank. If you want to get a car, you know, you go to a car dealership, you got to go through a bank unless you drop in straight cash, right? The money that you get paid from, you know, your job pays you. They do a direct deposit most of the time. That goes into your bank account, right? So, you know, the topic we're going to talk about today is about banks and are banks useless, right? Because we see a lot of the way the world is going now is changing a lot. Financial technology is starting to become the big thing. Fintech, if you didn't know, now you know. Fintech is like going to be the future of banking, so everything's going to be digital. But the traditional banks that we see and we hear and we talk about and we use on our day-to-day services, right? Do we think that's still useful, right? We know that banks make a lot of money from us, right? I was just reading something before how I think Wells Fargo made $36 million off of overdraft fees.
That's crazy. They be extorting us, and it's like it's your money, but 9 times out of 10, even if you put the money right back in there, sometimes they won't even remove the fees. It's like, yo, I may have accidentally, you know, overdrawn, but you know, sometimes some gangs do credit you back. You know,
some do.
And then other times, people, but with the banks that don't, they be like, yeah, it's been 3 times. So what? Like, you know what I mean? It's my money. You got it back. My account is in the positive. Like, take off that.
But think of
police.
Think of the other issue, right? You made $36 million of people that didn't have money.
Right.
Just think about it in a grand scheme of things. 36 million. You know what I mean? And that number might be a little lower. It might be a little higher. But just one bank think of all the other banks and credit unions around the world. You know what I mean? Or let's just say United States, right? Mm-hmm. Think of all those places. How much money they really made from just think of overdraft fees. Mm-hmm. Just overdraft fees. You know what I mean? That's a lot.
$35. That's a lot of $35 charges.
Right. Some people's 28, some people's 35. Whatever it is, right? That's a lot of money that you make from basically not necessarily poor people, but people that didn't have it.
Right.
36. That's a lot of money, yo. Mm-hmm. You could do a lot. You can live off $36 million.
Well, that's a fact.
So you can live off $1 million.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you do it right, you know what I'm saying? But you know, the way social media puts it, if you make $1 million, then you still broke. But that's a whole another story.
Yeah, that's
right?
a fact.
So like banks, how does banks make their money? Banks make their money from a lot of times your deposits, right? So like we said, you get direct deposit from your job. You know, you made your money, mm-hmm. and it goes into your bank account. Mm-hmm. Banks make money off of that, right? You have access to your money, but the banks take that money and what they do with that money?
They charge you interest on it, or they don't pay you nothing back. So you put it in a bank account, and then you're never gonna actually pull out all your money out of the bank at one time.
No,
right?
If you have a substantial amount of money, they're never gonna be able to pull that out at one time.
Exactly, but you gotta understand, like, that number that you see when you look in your bank account mm-hmm. is just a number. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, as long as the bank has that minimum balance in their like account, mm-hmm. they're gonna be able to cover that.
Right.
But the thing is, like, they're using that money and then they're charging other people interest to borrow your money, and you don't get a dime for that.
Yeah.
Which is, well, you get.
No,
you may get a dime for.
We ain't gonna talk about the rates yet, because that's later on. But they take your money and invest it.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like easily. That's what they do. They take your money and invest it, and like he said, you know, charge people interest for loans. Mm-hmm. You know, whatever the situation is, they take your money and invest it. You know what I mean? Off the rip. Mm-hmm. Right? So as soon as that money gets cashed into your account, they already got their hands in it.
Right. And you just looking like, oh yeah, I got my money. Yeah, you got your money, mm-hmm. but it's also being borrowed by somebody else. You know
Easily.
What I mean? Like, yeah, easily. Don't leave, especially if you got a couple racks in there. Best to believe that's being loaned out somehow, some way. You know what I mean? Or used as credit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Somehow, some way, like, you're getting extorted.
Unfortunately,
yeah, like crazy. The sad story about it, you know. But like, banks have been doing this for years, and it's crazy that the simple concept, like, people don't really understand, you know. Mm-hmm. But it's also not taught to us, so therefore people are naive and just be like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna open a bank account, and it's just like, yeah, that's really not the best way to do it. But I mean, that's the only way we were taught,
right?
You know what I mean? Like, when you think of, oh, where should I put my money? People never mention investments, or people never mention anything else outside.
I think today is more prevalent to hear people talk about investments, right. And I think it's still not where it should be. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, people been doing this for hundreds of years, mm-hmm. right? When we talking about people, we talking about us, our culture, mm-hmm. like literally culture, right? So when we speak about why you should invest your money, it's important because then we're gonna talk about interest rates, right? Now I'm looking at something right here, right now. It's right here, right? This company, where'd it go? This company gives you a minimum. I think it's a minimum payment. You have to, like some of these banks, you have to make minimum payments, right? Mm-hmm. This company only gives you, for $2,500. They only give you 0.70% on your money. Say that again. 0.70 on your money.
How much is that a month, or is that throughout the year?
That is that's the APY for monthly. So
what's the calculations? Was that you said?
That's in order to open this account. This is a money market account, right? You have to have at least $2,500.
And what's the charge for it?
0.70.
0.70?
Yeah.
Is it 17?
So if you left your money in the account, For 1 year,
Yeah.
right? Your money grew $17.50. Congratulations, go buy yourself a Big Mac.
Yeah. When I looked
That's
at the number,
crazy, yo.
I thought it was wrong. I'm like, I still think this is so foul.
This
yo.
is crazy.
2,500. I mean, sheesh.
So this is 1 year, not a month.
No, yeah.
It's 1 year. You will be able to buy yourself a meal from Five Guys. Because it's about $17.
I mean, are you on a date or you going by
You
yourself?
dolo.
Oh, yeah.
Dolo, you gotta be dolo.
I was asking.
Nah, if you on a date, it's
short.
a wrap.
Yeah.
It's over.
You might have to go to Mickey D's or something.
And I think even Mickey D's would probably be more than that.
Yeah.
You get yourself
at least you can get a double date out of it.
No, you gotta get dollar menu. You can't get no meal.
That's everything. 4 burgers.
Get you 4 burgers.
And
you know what I'm saying? 2 medium Cokes. You know what I'm saying? All right, cool. You got 76 cents to buy yourself a Winter Fresh afterwards. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, but we joking and all that, but like this is why like some generations of people be making hand over hand with money. This is why some generations and some families are wealthy, because they understood the game years ago.
Yeah.
We just learned it.
Yeah, their family members taught it to them, uncle, auntie, whoever. Like,
Right.
yeah.
I mean, it's brought into your family. The conversations that's going on in certain places is different than the other conversations that's going on in other places, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, like the conversations, it could be talking about business, it could be talking about investing, it could be talking about money. You know what I mean? Like how to make more money,
Mm-hmm.
what to do to get more money. You know, it's more like how can we go get this instead of I ain't got it, I can't do it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think what we see now from the circles I've been in and what we've been in and whatnot, we are trying to capitalize on the stuff that we know, and you know, trying to build a strong team, a strong group of networking of people that with like minds in order to propel to the new heights. And it's just crazy how like this stuff wasn't obviously taught to us, and it's kind of crazy. But yeah, you could buy yourself for $17.50 after a year. You can get yourself a nice sandwich. It's just wild. You know what I mean? So that's why it's important.
Chopped cheese.
Right, but even you think of it like even chopped cheese was inflated over time.
Yeah, because it's like $7 now. So.
Right.
Well, out here it's like 12.
Out here is I don't you. First of all, you can't really even get a chopped cheese from out here authentic. You know what I'm saying? But that's a whole nother story.
Yeah,
but
we digress.
Right. Back home, I remember growing up, 12, 11 years old, getting a chopped cheese on a Hero. Y'all call it, what they call it? Hoagies.
Hoagies out here.
Right? On a Hero.
Horrible.
$2.25. All the fixings. Right?
Everything.
I go to that same store now. That chopped cheese is, like you said, almost $7. You know, like that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's damn near, that's more than triple.
Yeah.
But that's just tell you about inflation, right? So your money's going into the bank. It's staying there. You're not getting no more interest from that. Your money's not growing. This is why you should invest. Okay, what's some things you can invest in that's to make you some money? Say you got that $2,500. What should you?
Well, currently I would invest in ADT, apartments. What else I got? GE. I mess with GE. Some of the bigger names, Apple, Google, you can invest all of those and make way more bread. And then the goal is, though, so we talk about how banks don't really give you anything, right? Not all stocks pay you either.
Right.
It's only a certain type of stock, not a certain type of stock per se, but certain stocks pay you dividends back, which will get you way more than $17 off off a $2,500 investment. Like, you just got to know the game and where your money is worth. And people try to downplay the stock market, oh, you put your money here and it's going to be you're going to wait 20 years and da-da-da-da. I mean, well,
I'm cool with that.
Yeah, but you got your money in the bank and you're making $17 a year. You know what I mean? So, like, I hate when, in all reality, you do what you want with your money. You know what I mean?
True.
Like, just do what you want. But, like, if you talking about investments and wanting to make your money make money, like, I think investments and stocks, are just a better option. Like, and then you don't have to, it doesn't have to be brain surgery, right? Like, just think of things that you normally do on the regular or places you normally go. Starbucks. Starbucks, if I'm not mistaken, pays dividends.
I think so.
Yeah.
I'm not 100% sure, but
Yeah.
Starbucks as a company is a good company to invest in.
Yeah, regardless, and that's the goal. Like you want your money to work for you, and that's how you create another stream of income.
Right.
And you got to understand, this is not something that's going to happen overnight.
No.
Like if you got people are so not have no clue about financial literacy. You know what I mean, which harms them. So people think, oh yeah, I put my money in the stocks and I didn't make anything back, or I put my money out, and it's just like, yo, you got to let that sit there. It's like when you get $100, you invest it, act like you never had it again.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like you shouldn't go to it at all, because what you gonna pull the money out for an emergency for today? You know what I mean? But sacrifice
Your future,
triple the amount of money that you would have had if you would have just left it in the account.
Right.
So but stock. I mean, let's get we could get a little bit more personal. You know what I mean?
But
as far as
even if we ain't looking at stocks as a whole, right? Individual stocks, because the big ones, you know what I mean? Apple, Microsoft, Google, Amazon.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like those are the big ones, right? But I mean, if you don't have time to or have the money to put in to those particular stocks, you don't want to just keep it like one time, right? You don't want to just put all your money in one basket, right? Excuse me. You can go into an index fund, right, or ETF, right, or these are a collection of different stocks that can pay you money, and so there are
it's guaranteed to win.
Right, there are there are some ETFs that do pay dividends. You know what I mean? So I think if you put $2,500 in an index fund, you can make more money. Right. And a lot of people think, and they fail to think about compound interest.
Oh yeah, that too.
Right. So according to this, compound interest is the addition of interest added to the principal sum of your deposit. In other words, interest upon interest. So that $2,500, right? Say you made 10% off that, right? So that's $250 for the year. That $250 gets tacked on the $2,500. So now you have $2,750 after 1 year, right? You still get another 10% the next year, and everything gets tacked on. And compound interest over time can bubble crazy.
Oh yeah, for sure. So I just wanted to run back real quick about the dividends, right? 20 companies right now that pay you dividends. Well, I'm gonna just run through a few. Waste management, trash pickup stuff, Home Depot, FedEx, Target, Visa, Verizon, CVS, Carnival, AT&T. You might want to stay away from AT&T.
Yeah, they talking about they might cut their dividends.
They already did though. They already did last year.
I mean, I know I put my money out, so I kind of stopped looking at
it. Yeah, I let them alone too. But Pepsi, Pfizer, Coca-Cola. I mean, you may have your thing about Pfizer, but they still make money.
Coca-Cola actually is probably one of the best ones.
Yeah, because look, your parents will tell you about Coca-Cola. Yeah. You know what I mean? Hey, real quick, when Bezos was like, I'm gonna buy Coca-Cola to put Coke back in the drinks.
Hey, yo, wild boy for that one.
Yo, sorry, y'all. If y'all ain't hear that, Bezos was talking just recently on Twitter or whatever, one of those social media platforms is, and he was wilding, talking about some Coca-Cola. But Paramount Group, Warner Music Group, Johnson & Johnson, GM, Apple, Starbucks. Starbucks does pay dividends.
Oh, they do?
Okay. So
and all of them had different yields, right? Like how much money you'll make off that. It could be some is like 8%, some is like 3%, some is like 5.69%. You just got to do your due diligence to just see which one works best for you. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, so it's important to align your money with companies that make money. Too many times we hear about these, not necessarily meme stocks, but stocks or index funds that really there's a lot of hype around it, but there's no substance, right? You think of like McDonald's. McDonald's been around for almost 100 years. They make money.
It's funny how they started too.
Right. Well, yeah, but they've been around for a long time, so I think it'll be a good decision, a smart investment strategy to align your money with them, right? Walmart, Target, those be good places. Target, right? Right. You want to be, you know,
bourgeois.
Right. But if you want to align your money with people that's making money, like you can see it, and then through research and stuff like that, it's important to just align your money with like I said, people that make money, but also think of like the top companies in each sector. Literally the top companies. Why would you want to align your money with a company that is, you know, I think the master investor Ian said, why would you want to align your money with the 89th company in that sector? Right. You want to go for the top five. And it makes so much sense. Like, would you rather have, like he literally said it, would you rather have like LeBron? But I don't think he gave another comparison, but if you had the opportunity right now to draft LeBron, would you get him or would you get Smush Parker? No disrespect to Smush Parker, but
it's disrespectful.
Nah. I'm just saying, I'm just like on some real stuff though. Like,
I feel you.
Like, why would you like too many people and it'd be so much hype around BS. This is why like inflation is happening. This is why the stock market. I mean, stock market is correcting because like a recession is coming too, but they correcting because people ran up the bag on all these, you know, these stocks that really didn't really mean nothing. And now you see it now. Like after like within 2-3 years, the stocks that you thought was good is not going to be good anymore.
Right.
You know what I mean? Only the strong survive. And then like I'm thinking about Netflix now. I don't know about Netflix, man.
What you think they're gonna?
I don't know. Like if they don't switch up something, they keep raising their prices, right? If they continue to raise their prices, people's gonna go to other streaming stuff. Yeah. People already been leaving. They lost when they stock dropped like $89 overnight. Yeah. They lost 25% of their company overnight, yo.
That's wild. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's a lot, yo. Like you know what I mean?
Almost one of them, but I'm still rocking with them. But if they raise it again, though, I think I'm gonna be.
Now I made money off them in options before, right?
Yeah.
But at the same time, like I mean, and I still have them because I still have Netflix. But like they lost 25% of their company overnight, and it's because they lost 200 subscribers. They lost 200 subscribers, and they 200,000. Excuse me. 200,000 subscribers, right? And they keep raising their money, and I think they missed their earnings because they projected that they was gonna get more subscribers, and then they really didn't. When the numbers came in, they didn't get none of that. So people was like, I'm out. They pull their money.
Right. And side note, Netflix don't even be having like bangers like that, like off topic. Like, you know what I mean? Just to digress real quick.
Right, no, for
they
real.
Don't
like
even be having like the top joints. Like, honestly, like right now, I like HBO.
I was about to say HBO Max is doing this thing right now.
Yeah, but like they all squares, but you know, but nonetheless, like
I think what they really want you to do at the end of the day. I know we digressing because we was talking about banks.
Yeah.
But like at the end of the day, like this is why like companies like Comcast and Verizon will always be in play. Why? Because you have to use their services in order to even access those. Yeah. Which is their internet.
Exactly.
And they are the two. They got the game in the chokehold. Yo, I ain't gonna hold you.
That's a fact. Verizon. Those is my guys.
So
but real quick. So let's I know we digress.
Right. Definitely did.
Do you know what the biggest bank in the world is?
It's not the United States.
Nah.
It's not the United States. No, I do not.
Take a wild guess.
You
want a hint?
I'll say France. Somewhere in France, or maybe.
Nah. Try to think about the biggest population.
Asia? Africa. Or China.
The Industrial and Commercial Bank of China.
Wow.
It's the biggest bank in the world.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah. They making money over there in China. So I just thought I'd give y'all that random fact to get us back on course.
Right. Because I mean, but at the end of the day, what the message we want to convey to you guys is align your money and don't trust the banks. It's fine to it's okay to have a bank account because I mean technically you insured up to $250,000. But you think of it like people with that kind of money, they're not really putting really putting their money in those kind of banks, right? In those kind of institutions, they putting it in investments. You know what I mean? They putting that money to work, right? They're gonna all right, well, we're gonna invest in this company right here. We're gonna build this off the ground. We're gonna do this, that, and the third. Boom, boom, boom. We're gonna do that, right? And like you said before, you know, banks be trying to rob you.
Yeah, that's a fact. And then they don't even want to give you a loan half the time. You know what
Speak
I
about
mean?
that. Speak about that.
Oh man, I mean, I've personally like tried to go to the banks, and I may not have done it the correct way or whatever the case is. Long story short, I tried to pull out equity a couple times, and long story short, it just didn't go through because of like I didn't own the house long enough, basically, you know, to pull the equity from the crib.
Right.
And so I just had to figure out other means how to, go forward in my investment. But like the banks, like if you find a good banker, like they gonna put you on game. You know what I mean? And they gonna tell you like the ins and outs or how to finesse the system, da 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 da. But think about like how many times you go to the bank and like you don't know that you can open all different type of accounts basically with them. I forgot the what's the name of the account that you can get tax free and you can put up to like $5,500 in there.
I don't know that one.
I can't remember, but like there's so many different things that banks do and that can actually help you, but they don't choose to provide that information. They rather withhold it from you because that's more money going out the door. You know what I mean? On their end, so they never really want to help you financially. You know, especially people of the culture. You know, and it's sickening. So like, but then on the flip side, you could use my money and do what you want with it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's just like, it's sickening. Especially for when you're really trying to do something, make something shake. You know what I mean? Or you trying to make financial moves for your family or get out of this, a financial rut you may be in, you know, to actually be putting your money in the bank every day. And you may have never had a withdrawal, overcharge fee or whatever the case is. And they don't care. Right. They don't even, out of all the spam emails you got, how many of those are actually beneficial to like anything you really need to do, bro? Like, and it's sickening how banks just quickly turn you down, like, oh, nah, you don't got enough credit or capital, basically, or you don't make enough money, for real, to take out this investment. Even if sometimes when you get a plan, now, obviously, people get plans all the time, but you got to ask those people who actually got those loans, like, yo, how long did it actually take you to get that loan? You know what I mean? Because I'm pretty sure they didn't say, oh, I walked in, they gave me $100,000 loan and walked out. You know what I mean? It was never that easy. Like,
I'll tell you what is easy, and this is the irony of America, right? They want you to continue to be in debt. They want you to continue being consumers. You can get $50,000 quicker in a loan for school than you can get, say, $20,000 or $10,000 for a business. Why? Because if you're in school, right, at some point you're gonna finish. You know, even if it takes you more than 4 years, whatever the situation is, it's gonna be. They know they're gonna get that money back with interest, right? Now, if you get a business loan for 10, 20, 25, whatever, how many thousand it is, that's putting you in a position of ownership so you can make more money. And obviously, if you get in the business loan, you got your stuff together, you're gonna be making money. So therefore, they don't win from that. Right. They don't even like when you pay off stuff early. No. Because that's less interest for them, right? And that's less commission, that's less money in their pocket.
They want y'all to be late. They want to extend that period of time that you make your money. Like, especially if you got like an auto loan or something like that. You know what? God forbid you pay that off early. You know what I mean? You know what they do?
They'll call you like, hey, is everything okay?
Not even that. They'll lower your monthly payment so that you can still have that the same amount of time. Yeah. You know what I mean? So where you would pay, I mean, this may be a little high, but like $600 a month, you know what I mean? And your car note is only $4. You know what I mean? You pay that, like your car note is $4, you overpaying. Your monthly payment starts going $3, $2, $150. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because they want you to, pay us $150 this month so we can finish the term of this. You know what I mean? And we can still collect that interest. we don't want you to pay that off early. Like, it's always a numbers game, yo. It's always a numbers game. So you got to be careful with that. Like, even if that monthly payment goes down to $100, $200, keep paying that $600, yo, because you paying it off quicker. And I mean, that's one way I like to jerk them. You know what I mean? Like, you ain't gonna get all this interest off me, but
right.
Like,
but that's just another thing that hasn't been taught. You know what I mean? You pay you double up on the payments, or you make 50% more than the payments. It doesn't help them, right? It helps you obviously, but it doesn't help them in what they trying to do, and that's the irony of the American financial system. This is why you need to be financially literate so you can understand how you can navigate through certain things. You know what I mean? And it's just wild how they do us.
And the one time when they want to give you money, like, let's say if you got a credit card, obviously, right? Your max on a credit card, let's say on average, is like $10,000 for the average person. You know what I mean? Like, once you get to like $6,000-$7,000, you know what's happening, right? What? They raising that credit limit.
Oh yeah. If you spend the money and then you pay it back, right? They'll give you extra 5, extra 10, whatever the situation
extra
is.
Extra 10, they want you, but the idea, but they just want you to spend more money.
Right. They want you.
So they can make more money.
Yep.
Like it's a wicked extortion game, bro.
Oh, it's extortion.
You just gotta
to the fullest.
You just gotta watch the swindle, yo. You can't don't get swindled out here by nobody, not even his banks, for real. Like it's ugly.
That's what it comes down to. But at the end of the day, invest your money into quality stocks or ETFs or investment funds, and don't put all your money in the bank and expecting to get a high return. Yes, it's okay. It's okay to put money in the bank, but don't put all your money in the bank and expecting yourself to get these crazy returns, because they making 10 to 15% on your money while you're not even making 1%.
When we're not giving y'all financial advice, right?
No, we're not.
But like, you got to think about what wealthy people do. Like he said, they don't put their monies in a savings account and let it just sit there. Like, think about it. It just sits there. It doesn't make you any money. The goal, you want to get ahead, make your money needs to work for you. Right. Period. Because you can't work all day and all night. Like, that's just impossible. Like, nobody has ever worked all day and all night. Not even Diddy. Like, Diddy may say he get 2-3 hours of sleep. He still got 2-3 hours of sleep, though. You know what I mean? Your money ain't never going to stop working for you. So, like, keep that in mind. Like, the next time you decide, or knowing that you got 10 racks or whatever the case is in the bank, think about, like, yo, what can I invest in that'll actually pay me a monthly income? Put your money in something that's going to pay you interest back. Right. Think about that one. You know what I mean?
And let that compound over time.
Exactly. And then you'll start seeing your money come in, and I'm not telling you how to do that or when to do it, but like, think about that, just that basic concept, you know, making your money work for you. So yeah, man, that's deep.
Yeah, they said the only way you can be able to attain wealth is having your money work 24 hours a day. Yeah. Because like you said, there's no way possible you're gonna be able to work 24 hours. So your money gotta work for you 24 hours a day.
Yeah. And your money ain't working for you sitting in that savings account. No. And not only is it not working for you, it's working for somebody else.
No, I mean it is working for you. It's just at an extremely, extremely slow pace. And to be honest with you, you better off just taking it out and hooking some lotto tickets or something.
Bro, word, waiting for that change to come in, B. Yeah, like it's a wicked game, B. Word. I don't know. We touched definitely on a couple things here. But credit unions.
We didn't even talk about credit unions. I think all of them at the end of the day, credit unions and banks as a whole, is there for a reason, right? But a lot of people, I feel like a lot of people prefer credit unions than banks, and I think sometimes also it depends the relationship you have with the banker, like you said. But a credit union definitely gives you a couple more advantages. One, they're more willing to work with you because they're a nonprofit. Right. For the most part, a lot of credit unions are nonprofit. So therefore, they don't really have, it's not commission based, or they're not doing stuff to be like, all right, well, let's maximize my personal buck. So you could be able to get loans and different things, and I think it's a better approval rate, from my understanding, than your traditional bank. So what I see, with credit unions is they just help you a little bit more. And I think they're a little bit more well versed when it comes to I think give you some game, but it also depends on the banker you're dealing with as well. Like I got 2 credit unions, and what I like about both of them is one, I get my check early. I get my check early from one of them, but also the other one, it gave me some tips on how to make more money with my money. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think that was a part of their game plan, or this just happened to be the person behind the desk. You know what I mean? And we had a conversation, and kind of went from there. So,
I mean, me personally, like I've never dealt with a credit union before, but I know they have like a whole bunch of different perks and stuff like that, like lower fees and like different. You get, like you said, better loans and stuff like that from them, better savings, lower rates, and just different things of that nature. I just know that I can't ever find a credit union when I need one. You know what I mean? I think I think there's one and too far like of a distance. You know what I mean? It's like it's hard to find them. But that's why people don't use them.
No,
but
I get it.
But it's limited. It's limited access. You know how it goes. You limit access to something, but it may be the better option. You know, but I mean, I think that's probably like the worst thing about the credit union is that like out here I probably know of 2. You know what I mean? When I was in New York, I probably know of 2 or 3.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But like I'm not going all the way downtown for the credit union, bro. Like there's just no way. Like you know what I mean? Like it's an inconvenient to get to them.
My credit union now, when I was working with the county, I have it's downtown.
Yeah.
Right, and then like my other one is based in New York. You feel me? So, good relationship with both. I ain't really got nothing bad to say about any, but.
So what have been some of the benefits for you,
as far as
dealing with your credit union?
Like I said, the one that's here, was able to, like, I think they're a little bit more personable. Like I got a call a couple of times about some pending things that was in my account, and then like it wasn't in my checking, but the money was in my savings, and they was like, well, you want us to transfer it before it goes, instead of getting an overdraft fee, like just little stuff like that. Like I forgot like the stuff was coming up my account, but the money was there. It just wasn't in my checking. So they could have easily, you know what I mean, charged me money, then charged me a transfer fee to take the money from the savings to the checking, but they did none of that. And it's small, but it's like, like we was just talking about overdraft fee, how people making $40 million a year on overdraft fee, and they decided to call me personally. Yeah. So that's just one thing, and then like with the other one, I haven't got a loan from them, but I heard their loan process a little bit is you can get loans from them. You get personal loans, business loans. It's a little bit easier than a traditional bank, and I get my check literally 2 days early. So I'm able to pay my bills a little early, save some money, whatever I have to do. But like I get it 2 days early, and it seems small, but like it helps.
I mean, look, if from Friday to Wednesday, that is a big difference.
Definitely,
Like you know what I mean. 2 days is 2 days.
Yeah, for real.
So like, it's beneficial, yeah. But so we hope y'all learned a lot about banks, and hopefully gave you some ideas that you can brainstorm that how can I make my money work for me, instead of just having it sit here, all of those risks that y'all afraid to take, and business y'all afraid to start, businesses y'all afraid to start, like start with that money that's sitting in that savings account.
Right.
You know what I mean? Don't be scared. Who else better to bet on other than yourself, right? Like I think that's been a common phrase for today. You know what
bet
I
on
mean?
yourself.
Bet on yourself.
Bet on yourself.
And like I said, this is not financial advice at all. At all. We just want to get y'all brainstorming. Like, that's crazy, right? Like, they making money off my money. They didn't even ask you.
Right. They just did it.
They just taking your money and doing what they want to do with it. So yeah, just keep those little gems in mind, like that they making money off of you on your those withdrawal fees, the overdraft fees, like interest, like yeah, all of that. Banks don't make money outside of those things. They have your money, but they don't make money. Like, I mean, they make money doing those charges, but like, there's no other way. So, and our purpose is to have you be wiser with your financial situation. And whatever that may be, but there's always a better way, and we've been brainwashed to think that you only have this one way to do things, and you have several different options. You know what I mean? And then several better opportunities. Like, I don't have a credit union, but like I'd rather my money sit with them. You know what I mean? Than a regular standard bank.
Right.
Like, just because, like you said, all the benefits and the perks and stuff like that. So 2 days early. Lower rates.
It depends on the credit union, but like that particular one, like I get mine early.
Yeah, every credit union, every bank is different. It's just not standard. We just giving you overall pros and cons. So think about that stuff, man. Make your money, financial literacy. Make your money, make money. Continue to educate yourself on financial literacy. Continue investing, and continue to take risk. If it's one thing, I'll say this last thing about money is real quick. It's like, money will come back. Like, think about how many of the things that you've wasted your money on. Like, take that chance. And like you said, if you made 10,000 once, you can make it again.
Right.
Like, that's if you got that in you, you're not gonna pass that up. So let's just keep that in mind too. I don't know if you have any final thoughts.
No, I don't have no final thoughts. But like I said, this is not financial literacy. At the end of the day, our goal, like we always say on Culture Content, is to provide you with gems so you could be able to create some generational wealth for you and your family. At the end of the day, however you gonna do that,
scope of
broaden your scope of financials. Not just finance, but mental health, all that type of stuff. So that's what it comes down to. We just trying to provide some great content for the culture, hence Culture Content. So
yeah. So stay tuned, y'all. We coming back. We got a season for y'all.
Yeah, we got a season.
So we want to give them some gym. You
No.
want to make them wait?
No. Season 2 started.
Season 2 starts now. Like, that's
So-
it. So we will be back. You know what I mean? Catch us at a regular scheduled time, like your favorite sitcom. You feel me? And if you don't know what I'm talking about, go back and watch season 1.
Right.
You know what I mean? So make it all make sense. So yeah, we back, y'all. We ready.
Let's get it.
Season 2 starting. Let's go. Bye.
All right, and you are.